Today is my birthday, and I share that birthday with my father, although he's passed on and not here to celebrate it with me. And that's kind of what I was thinking about today when I was digging out this illusion I haven't done in quite a while. But it speaks kind of to what today reminds me of. And it's a story of an elderly lady who became ill, and her little grandson was coming to try and see her again, and they were trying to explain to him why Grandma wasn't getting out of bed and why it was so important for them to just come when they did instead of visiting in the summer like they normally did. And it just wasn't all making sense to him or anything. And one morning they would always take a little towel and they dip it in some water and they just bring it over to Grandma's forehead and they just cool her brow a little bit to ease her, make her more comfortable. And one day he was doing this with Grandma, and Grandma looked over to him and tried to explain to him. And she said, honey, I'm going to heaven soon. I'm going to go see Jesus. She said, right now I don't feel too well. She said, but soon I'm going to be feeling better than I ever have. And she said, I want you to always think of me, though. Even though you may not see Grandma anymore, I'll always be thinking of you, and Lord will tell me things about what's going on in your life, and I'll always know about what's happening with you. And I'll always be right there in your heart. And none of this really made sense to him. He was too young. So finally she had a thought. It was getting cold. It was around the holiday time. And she knew how much he remembered snow and loved snow. And so she says, here's what I'm going to do, she says. When I go to heaven, heaven's up in the sky. And every now and then I'm going to send you some snow. And when you see that snow, you think of Grandma and how she's feeling better now. And how happy she is. And every time she sends that snow, she'll be telling you she's happy. And that kind of clicked with him. He kind of got that. So one night, while they were still there, he was coming to see Grandma again. He mopped her brow. And he had taken that cloth that was soaked with water, and he took a little fan, and he slowly cooled Grandma's brow. And the time came when Grandma was to go home. And she stopped breathing, and he talked to her, and she wouldn't talk back, and he would touch her, and she was starting to feel a little cool already. And he didn't really understand. I mean, he knew that's what she told him about going to heaven, but he didn't understand what that meant down here. So he went to the window while Mom and Dad were taking care of things, and all of a sudden he looked out, and it was snowing. And he realized, oh, I understand. Grandma's in heaven. She's happy. She's feeling better. And she sent me some snow to remind me that she was with Jesus. And that's what the Bible talks about when it talks about precious in the eyes of the Lord to the death of his saints. That was a moment when they pass from the curse of sin under which they were put themselves and pass into the glory that he's prepared for them if they would only trust him. And so the death is never an ending for a believer. It's a beginning of a greater, better new. And so I always remember that even though Dad's not with me, he's watching. And he remembers that it's our birthday. We talked about that sin disappearing. I want to come at that just a little bit different. I'm going to borrow some of Grandma's water here. See if I can do this smoothly without making a big mess. That'll do. And here I have a quarter. Let's see if I can explain this a little bit to you. With this quarter, it reminds us that sin has a price. There's always a price to pay for sin. And I'm going to take this quarter, and I'm going to stick it in this purple cloth to remind someone of their lives. Now, if you can hold on to that, you can feel the quarter. Just hold it this way because you're going to be dropping it soon. And I'm going to take this I'm going to let this represent Christ. Now Christ doesn't have any price on him because he never sinned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, just kind of wrap this all up. A neat little ball there. And I'll hand this to you.
Thank you.
Now Foster, I'm going to take you. This is the cleansing living water. If you just dangle that kind of over the top here, and just, let me get this covered up here. If you just drop your quarter in there, did you hear it blink?
Yep.
Okay, you heard that blink.
Mm-hmm.
So now his quarter is in that living water. And what Christ does is he comes along and he takes that
No quarter.
Yep.
Wow.
Now you have the representation of Christ in your hand there. Would you open that up?
Okay. I feel some weight. Here you go. Look.
See, Christ has taken the price of our sin upon him so that we can have this clear, living water, free from sin. And that is how the transaction takes place. He hands to us the living water, and he takes upon him the price of our sin. All right. What I want to show you here is a very, very, at least apparently, empty bag. I can squish it all up. I can take the bag, I can turn it inside out. You can see. In fact, I can even take that bag, I can bring it over here. And if you would please, just go ahead and stick your hand in there. Feel around. Nothing?
Nope.
All right. Well, that is what we call ex nihilo. Nothing. But out of nothing, God on the days of creation waved his hand, his spirit passed over the face of the earth, and out of nothing, ex nihilo, God created all the creatures of the earth. Including the vicious feral beasts. This is my little friend Rosemary, who her kind was created for the earth to dwell. Thank you.
Very good. Excellent.